Welcome back to all our friends, family, and yes, even our foes. To the Foxx Den Sports Podcast, where Todd and his sports-passionate kids are ready to bring you the latest updates and insights on all things sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. I am your host, the Podfather, along with the Dawg and the Dense Enforcer, Clay Bench McDonald, who may or may not get his meals free at Frankie's. A lot happened in this past week since we've had the podcast. Thunder are up 3-0, possible series sweep tonight in Phoenix. Big issue I wanted to talk about first off was J-Dub. He injured his right hamstring this time. What are your guys hearing, or what are your thoughts on that? Initial thoughts when that first happened, when you saw it?
Didn't seem any different. I mean, I thought Phoenix played better, but I think they just played better. I think that probably is the biggest thing. But it seems like we just have a couple of spots in a game that we just can turn up the defense and get us a little 10 to 12 point cushion, and off we go. And that feels like that's what happened. I mean, I think J-Dub's the only one on the team that can, take that back. I think Dort and probably maybe Cason Wallace, maybe Caruso, Mike could guard Dillon Brooks, but Dort, they've all got to guard Booker. And so then we put Chet on Dillon Brooks, and that's just this terrible matchup. Chet can't guard him. And he's been getting hit a lot of points on him, what part I don't like about it is it brings Chet away from the basket. But I felt like the Suns exploited that pretty good game 3, but they just don't have enough power. And, I was a little, we talked about what's their center, Williams, he's out. And then I thought, Grayson Allen's coming back, and he was, in Kellen's terms, cheeks the whole game. So, I look for it to be a 4-0 after like we thought it would be.
So. Yeah. Kel?
I mean, when Jada went down, my stomach sank. Like, I was devastated. But I felt like the way he reacted to it, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as that first one. Like, he was able to he didn't go down the court on defense, but he just got off the court. So when they said like a grade 1, usually 1 to 3 weeks, I'm guessing 2 to 3, that he'll be reevaluated weekly. Could be a lot worse. Could be a lot better. But it's a good time to get some of these role players some good playoff minutes in a less competitive matchup compared to the next 2 or 3. Like, I do agree. I don't love having Chet on Dillon Brooks. Weird matchup. Brooks is just, he's smaller. He's going to be faster. And the biggest thing, bringing him away from the rim. But, I mean, if you have to let one player play well and you shut everybody else down, odds are you're still going to win that game. It's not like it's Jokic where some teams try to just shut everybody else down and make Jokic win, and he'll win the game. Dillon Brooks is not that guy. So, still sick about J-Dub, but we'll be fine. As long as he comes back healthy. Now, we're going to need him if we make it, we're going to need him for round 3. Sure.
That's what I was going to ask. Round 2, if he's fully healthy by game 3 or 4, do you play him? Or does it depend on what the number's at? What are your thoughts?
Depends on the numbers. If we're up 3-0, I probably don't play him. If it's 2-1, probably need to play him.
Clay?
I think it depends on, kind of shocked how good the Lakers are doing against the Rockets.
Yeah, I agree.
Rockets won last night without Kevin Durant, and so we'll see how that series plays out, but I see the Lakers probably winning game 5 and that one being over. I think I said a long time ago, the Lakers don't concern me because we're such a terrible matchup for the Lakers. But I said that with J-Dub in the conversation. We have Dort on Luka. We can have J-Dub on LeBron. Well, now all of a sudden we don't have that. So we lose some height when we put somebody else out there like an A.J. Mitchell can't guard LeBron very well. I agree. I think it's going to determine on where the injury status is on Luka and Austin Reeves when that series comes back, on how soon J-Dub comes back.
Would you rather, if they win quickly, we'll play them a lot faster. So would you rather play with no Dub or Luka, or play with both of them back? If that makes sense.
Right. I'd rather play with no Dub and no Luka.
Me too. The reason why for me is giving Deb the time for the healing process, I think it'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kellen's right. They're going to speed that up a little bit, but a grade 1 is 2 weeks, and he's going to have first week down already. I don't know when they would start, but it's at the earliest it'll be this weekend. So that's going to be. I wish I don't have the days right in front of me. That could be 11 or 12 days already right there of just rest without even playing.
Didn't you kind of look that up, Kellen? It kind of gave you an idea. Possibilities of when the games might start. Do you remember?
That was before I didn't realize, honestly, that if both teams win earlier, the matchups could. I thought round 2 was round 2. I didn't know round 2 would be moved up. So
yeah,
I really don't know at this point. But I originally guessed the end of the Lakers series or beginning of Spurs. We got to make it to the Spurs, but that's what my initial guess was. I don't know, I wouldn't mind if him coming back in game 4 or 5 to like on a minutes restriction just to get a few shots under his belt, getting him moving a little bit, but I wouldn't play him more than 15 minutes just so but you don't want him coming back rusty in game 1 versus the Spurs. It'd be great if he had a little bit of game minutes before that.
So let me ask you this question. Game 3 of round 2, J-Dub coming before then or after that?
I think it's after.
I think it's after, unless the Rockets take this to like 6 or 7 games. But I personally agree with you. I think it's going to go 5. But if the Rockets take it to, if the Rockets take it to 6, maybe J-Dub comes back in 3. But I think after.
And they might.
But I don't think he's coming back.
Like you said, I don't know if you looked at it. I don't know, but they may stretch that series 2 out. Let's say we finish tonight and the Lakers win tomorrow. They may stretch it out where it's like a 3-day break in between every game instead of every other day to get in line with the other side. And so
I really don't know, but yeah, they might.
How it works. I
don't either. I agree. We need to. Some point look that up.
But you can't have. To be fair, let's say it's us and the Spurs that make it to the semifinals, and Spurs go 6 games, and we go 4 games and 4 games, and they go 6 games and 6 games. You can't have us sitting. That's not fair to let.
That's what I thought.
10 days.
That's what I thought. If we sweep both rounds, yeah. But the Rockets and Lakers don't play till Wednesday apparently, so we still got 2 more days till their next game. So,
yeah,
who really knows at this point? I think in the grand scheme of things, Rockets pulling off that one last night is going to help us in the J-Dub, but Luka will probably be back. That'd be kind of funny for him to get hurt against us and then his first game's back against us. But I have no doubt Dort can guard him, especially if most guys coming off a hamstring issue like that, they play a little different those first few games because they're nervous. They don't want to re-aggravate it. So I have no doubt that Dort can handle that for the most part.
Would you rather us give up game 4 to have it to where J-Dub's back a little bit? No, I wouldn't either. I want to just get it over with.
And no team has ever come back, I don't think, from 3-0, but you don't want to play around with teams in the playoffs. Like, you want to get it done as quick as you can. They're not a great team, but they're an NBA team. They're a playoff team. You don't want to play around with that.
And they're technically, really, to me, the 7th seed. They were the 7th seed the entire season.
Yeah.
Lost 1 game to Portland that cost them. So they're good. Anyways.
And, they got a couple rough and what I believe dirty players on that team. The quicker we don't have to see them anymore, the better, because Brooks has a history of trying to injure some stars, and I don't want to mess with that.
So Shai had 42 points in game 2. That was a career high in the playoffs anyway. And if he dominates again tonight, it just reinforces that he's the best player in the world currently, in my opinion. Kellen, you said you saw some clowning going on because the guy from, who was it that had 43 the other night?
Io Tsumu, or I can't remember.
The
Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody's ever heard of.
Everybody got hurt. He got traded at the deadline from Chicago. People were trying to poke fun, being like he has a higher career high than Shai, but he had nobody else on his team that night. We know that. I've always said Anthony Edwards doesn't really have that much help on that team, so when he gets hurt, there's nobody on that team to shoot.
He's not even a starter. In the T-Wolves.
It was impressive. I'll give him that. He played a great game.
No,
but
not taking anything away from him. No.
Fans were chanting MVP while he's shooting free throws. Oh my God.
It was an incredible game, though. I'll give him that. Like, to
he was MVP of that game.
Oh, yeah. But he's insane. Because here's the thing. If Denver would have won that game because of the injuries, series is completely different. Like, you're thinking Denver's winning the series. Now, I think Timberwolves are still going to win that series, which is insane.
Well, your question you asked about Shai, I thought he was going to win MVP anyways, but the Joker's antics he did at the end of that game completely lost him the MVP. People are not going to vote for him after that.
Everybody's already voted, so the playoffs have nothing to do with it.
You don't think so?
Yeah, everybody's already voted. There was a guy that said he switched his vote last minute to Jokic because he thought in 30 years people would make fun of him for voting Shai. And now, like, he was doing like an interview talking about Jokic, and he was almost in tears because Jokic has been playing so bad. It's going to be one of the biggest robberies of all time if Shai doesn't win this season. He's had one of the
turned in.
He's winning.
But yeah, they do it early because the playoffs is not supposed to have anything to do with it. It's a regular season award.
Who do you trust more to hit a huge playoff three, AJ Mitchell or McCain?
Mitchell.
Probably Mitchell, but he's jacking up a few too many shots. But
I did like you said earlier about getting McCain and Wiggins in. That was huge to get them some minutes.
Because Isaiah Joe wasn't there, so it was good to get those guys going. Yeah, Joe will be back.
His grandmother passed away.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but that's the only, like, if you want to look at a silver lining to like an injury for somebody like Dub, it's like, okay, it's round one. It's against a team we should beat no matter what. We get these other guys some high pressure shots and minutes in, so it is what it is.
And I love AJ Mitchell. Don't get me wrong, I love him, but dadgum, he shoots it like when he gets that ball, it's a pretty good chance he's shooting that ball. And maybe they're telling him shoot it, and that's fine. But come on, man.
I will say there were a few of them though that were like late in the shot clocks that he was shooting, or he would grab like a random rebound, and it felt like maybe even late in like quarters, so it's like late in the clock, about to be so it's kind of a buzzer beater. So like I really feel like he had a few. In my mind, he really only shot like 15 real shots, but it ended up being 20, and that was.
To think that we technically didn't have him or McCain on this team last year, and
you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I know, Clay, I'm going to ask you this question first because I already know Kellen's answer, I want Kellen to think about what he's going to say because I didn't have to think about it. I already know.
Yeah.
I've heard some folks say, should OKC start Caruso over Case and Wallace since he has more playoff experience? All right, Kellen?
No, because I think Caruso has to play in spurts. He has to play in bursts, and we need that type of energy, that type of leader, that type of person in the second group. That's why we're winning basketball games. Shai's incredible, but most people's first five are pretty good. But when we always get our leads is when our second group grows it. And people always go, they're doing this without Shai. Well, yeah, because the other guys, good players, are out, but our second guys are just that much better. And that's where we need Caruso to be. Now, if it's somebody like AJ Mitchell or Wallace that goes down, maybe I could see a point of not playing or starting Caruso, but Caruso just can't play the minutes like those guys can.
No, not at all. I agree. Is Lu Dort the most underpaid defender in the league with what he brings to the table?
It's that dude. It is so nice because I remember when Brooks was kind of going off on Chet in that start of that fourth quarter, I literally yelled out, "Put Dort in the game." And it's just so nice that you just know because, I hear all these analysts go, defense travels. You may shoot bad at away arenas or dip one night to the other, but you can always play good defense. And he always plays good defense. The only time if he gets in foul trouble, that sometimes gets him. But other than that, he's just on just these dudes and just watching him just going, oh my God, he's just, torturing these people. And so underpaid, I don't think any of those guys are underpaid. I think they should all get about $100,000 each and just to play his sport. But, So I don't know about pay wise, but man, he's such a key part of our team.
Kellen, you want to answer or no?
Well, Lu Dort's making $18 million this year. Case and Wallace is making $5 million. So I'd say Case and Wallace is the most underpaid defender. He's almost, I don't know, they're very good at both, very good at defense. They cover different kind of guards. Wallace is a little faster, but Dort will stop anybody in their tracks. He's just not as good as against the little speedy guards, but I love them both. We wouldn't have a championship without Lu Dort, so.
Try. Should we be worried with Chet against bigger front courts around 2 or 3? Mainly 3, if we can make it, going up against those.
What?
Being hit, like being against some bigger front courts. Like,
well, first of all, nobody can guard Wemby, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's gonna, the problem with Chet is he's a bad matchup for both sides of the court. Nobody has anybody that can guard him when we're on offense because he's tall and he can shoot threes. So then if you put a big dude on him, you pull him out, and then their big dude's away. So that's not a good matchup. So then they put somebody shorter on him. Well, then he can just take him to town. And then on defense, he can block anybody's shots. It doesn't matter who it is. But he just, Dillon Brooks is a good example. He just can't guard people like that can drive in. Now, if Dillon Brooks was he's smart. He pulls up kind of like McCain and Shai do and do the 15-footer, the 10-footers. He's smart because if he tries to go in, he's not going to score. We play a little better, it feels like, against the Suns when we only play with one big because they don't have any bigs. And so I think Chet does better when he's not having to guard their player.
I think we play better now with one big, but when Dub was in, I think we played better 2 bigs because we got everything in the paint. We got all the rebounds, alley-oops. But because of Dub not guarding Brooks, I think now we need the one big. I agree with that. But when Dub was there, I think it completely changed that.
Take out your bias. If Dillon Brooks hypothetically were on the Thunder, where would he rank on the depth chart as far as getting minutes? Where do you think he would be?
4.
Really? You think he'd be
In my opinion, I don't like the guy, but I respect his he's a good basketball player. I just don't like his attitude sometimes. But he's got defense almost as good as somebody like a Lu Dort, right up there with him. But you don't get as scared when he's dribbling. Like when Caruso or Dort are dribbling, I get nervous. When they shoot, I get nervous.
Yes.
You don't get as nervous when Dillon Well, I mean, I get nervous because we're against him, but I feel like he's a little bit better on offense. And I think Dort's defense is better, but I think it's like Brooks' defense, Dort's defense, but then it's like Dort's offense, Brooks' offense. So it almost like raises that gap a little. So he is a good player. He's a little dirty, and I don't like. He always has something to say at the end of the game, and it's like he hasn't backed it up. The team hasn't backed it up yet. He's like, so I do think he'd be 4th, though, personally.
I'd put him as probably the 6th man. I think our first team is like a good set of bigs, defense, a good shooter, good, tall two-way player. And then he could intermix with somebody like him. Could go in for Shai. He could go in for Dort. He could go in for J-Dub. He could go in for Chet and, play all those positions. So I think that's why he would be a great first man off the bench for us. And then
I don't disagree with that.
Probably end up with more minutes than Dort or Isaiah.
Sure. Here's my next question: Is Daigneault, is he coaching circles against the Suns?
He just has more to work with. I mean, he's a better coach, I do believe, but he also just has more to work with. And I really think in this particular matchup, I don't even think we'd need a coach and we'd still beat that team. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Suns. We have a very deep team.
Yes.
And we have the best player in the world.
I wish they'd let like one of us try it, just see if we could go win a game.
Well, I think they'd be better without a coach than with me being there.
I would be like, nice job.
Playoff game.
I'd call it timeout. I'd be like, Shai, what do you think?
Yeah. They don't look like they ever listen to the coaches anyway, so.
Yeah. I'm not going to drop any plays, but yeah, I could stand.
Yeah, they'd be like rolling over to the coach where he's usually like calling out a play, and I'd just be like,
yeah,
keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Yeah, I would be walking the sidelines. I wouldn't even know what I was doing. It'd be like
I'd just be happy to be there.
You're just walking and going, what am I supposed to be doing?
Man,
this is what they do.
I got these seats would cost me $3,000 if I was paying.
I would look like a fan / a player on the like anytime a good shot goes in. You don't see coaches like getting all hyped about it.
They go for a dunk.
Yeah. Would you shorten the rotation in round 2 or trust the bench? Continue to trust the bench.
Do what got you there.
If it's going well, I trust the bench. I think he's shortened maybe round 3 because of who we're probably going to be playing. But in round 2, let those guys get some more minutes if you can. If you.
Well, and he shortened the bench game 1 and 2 because McCain, Wiggins, Kenrich Williams didn't play. I mean, Wiggins and Kenrich Williams didn't play until the very end. And so he shortened the bench already. He showed you what his rotation is going to be like.
So this isn't a Thunder question, but how do you see truly the Minnesota and Denver series going? Because it's 3-1 right now, Minnesota.
Man, it's amazing, knock on wood. I mean, we've had how much injuries have played a toll already in the playoffs overall. I mean, Thunders were right there with them. Wemby was out a game. I mean, he gets knocked out of a game, they still win it. That was Portland's chance to take a couple of games, but then DiVincenzo tears Achilles, and then obviously Edwards does that, but then they go win a game. And so something's going on in Denver for them to lose those games. And so you just see them, and then Detroit, what are they down 3-1? Are they down 3-1 or is it 2-1?
I think it's 2-1.
I think it's 2-1. I think it's 2-1. I'll double check. Yeah. They play. They're about to start any minute now.
Okay. So, I mean, it's just like, wow, how much an injury can just like that. And so to answer your question, I see it probably going 7 games. And then it's just, I don't know. I think Denver will probably end up winning it, but I do see it probably going 7 games.
I don't know. I really think it's going to be 6, and I think Minnesota still wins. If it goes 7, Denver wins it because they'll have the momentum. I really think that. Denver. Yeah, but I really think, I don't know. Do you think, is it Gobert? Is it his defense, or is Jokic just not playing well? Because usually a lot of his shots don't seem like they're defendable, but Gobert's doing something.
Okay.
I think it's both. I mean, it's a easy, or whatever you call it.
Supposedly, Jokic has never beat a team with 50 wins in the playoffs.
Really?
I don't know. Somebody said that. I don't know if they meant never ever, or if just the year that they won, it was all 40. It was like 44 or something like that.
Hey, there's something going on. If they don't beat Minnesota with their injuries like this, then Adelman's probably gone.
Yeah,
but because they've been dealing with Aaron Gordon has been banged up. Like, he played last game, but he wasn't 100%. You could tell he was not as quick, not jumping much. Yeah, I don't know. I did not see this coming. I thought the series would go 5, and it'd be Denver, of course.
So through the Thunder sweep tonight, is it over after tonight?
It should be, but it's the playoffs. Anything can happen, but it should be.
I'm going to make a prediction that Thunder wins by 22.
No kidding. Wow. All right.
Say 17 is what I
think
guess.
If we get ahead of them early, I think it's a good shot that this thing's, like Clay's saying, 22 points, because Phoenix may just say, all right, we're done.
What do they call it?
Nah. In game 4, you never say we're done. Or in an elimination game, you never say
Booker's not going to say that. Dillon Brooks ain't going to say that. But
their coaches are going to say it either. I mean, it's not going to change anything, but we're going to need to keep people in till the very end in a game like this, unless we're up by 20 with 2 minutes left. Could be, but
yeah.
That'd be the only way we don't win by 22 is they do a McDaniels and shoot a layup with no time left.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's going to do it for this episode of the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, please make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel or follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff we have, and everywhere you get your content, and help us grow the Foxx Den and join the conversation. We had some good conversation going this week with my big take on the Phoenix Suns last week. Now, playoff team, in my opinion. But remember, be savage, not average. Until next time, we'll catch you later on the Foxx Den. Boomer.
Thank you for listening to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free to our YouTube channel, Foxx Den Sports. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Foxx Den Sports, and on Facebook at Foxx Den Sports Podcast. You can also email us at foxdensports@yahoo.com. This has been Foxx Den Sports.